Right, assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to the Bitcoin update today's. And I have made one Bitcoin update some few days ago for 9 minutes straight, talking about how Bitcoin is looking to go down. I've given you a pattern which is ascending broadening wedge here that you broke below. You came up for the retest and you're looking for 33,180. There are some more evidence I still have, and it goes a little bit something like this. What you see here, whatever this move is not new. Bitcoin always had similar structure before it went to the downside. And what I'm talking about, if you look at this particular move right now. Now, for example, let's say this right over here. If you look at this one, where you had that ascending broadening wedge and then you broke from that ascending broadening wedge, you literally came down to the target and you continued even lower. Now, the fact that you really broke below, first of all, you went down and then you went back up and then you fall to the downside. And that's pretty similar situation we're in. You go down, you go back up, and then you eventually start to drop down in the next coming few days. And this was the first version. The second version is, look at this one as well, okay? That a little bit right here actually was very, very similar as well. All right, what else do we have? If you notice this pattern, you literally had one pump which almost looked similar to that pump, right? And since you moved sideways like this is pretty much the very same event over there as well. Now, I'm going to show you even more places where Bitcoin did the same thing, and that was right over here as well. So you had this pattern here which you broke out of and then you dropped down. You had another one here which you broke out of and then you went down eventually as well. You can see that you just broke out of it, you pump back up, got rejected, and then you fall to the downside. What else? There are countless of examples. I cannot even stress enough how much Bitcoin likes to do this kind of behavior. You had another one here and then you pop to the downside, just a very similar pump to how we have. You made that sideways movement and then you drop down, another pump, another particular pattern here, broke down, went back up, and then fall to the downside. So it's not any different this time. I don't see anything that is different. And the fact that I've just showed you how the history has been, this is everything, right? You pump up, you make that little bit of sideways pattern, and then you go down, you pump back up, and eventually you drop to the downside. Another thing is, I think if we go with Elliott wave theory, there are some more things you may want to pay attention to, and that is the fact that this may have been the first wave up, the second wave for the correction to the downside, the third is the biggest one, and then you had the fourth one here, and then you had the fifth right over there. This pretty much is accurate as far as I'm concerned, because it really fills all the requirement of an Elliott wave theory. The first wave being a little bit smaller, then you go for the second, and then the third being the biggest one, and then eventually you drop for the fourth, and then you even went for the fifth wave. What you may expect after the Elliott wave theory is an ABC correction. So right now you're having that A correction, this is B, and hey, let me break the bubble here, because the C is the biggest one. So if A is a fall from 48,000 all the way down to 38, which is a 10,000 difference, then you may be looking at another 10,000, which is if Bitcoin falls 10,000 again, just similarly to how the A wave was, because the A wave correction is a 10,000 difference. So right now you're sitting at 43,000. That means you're coming down to 33. Pretty much exactly the technical target I'm giving you, but it doesn't really stop even at 33, because if we say that C is the biggest wave, then you may be looking at a 15,000 difference, and that actually may be even down to 28, 29,000, or even let's say 30,000 could be as big as the C correction at the moment. And that's all for Bitcoin update. Hope this makes sense, and I'm going to see you the next one in the office.